All right, Senator Shelby, welcome to the Subway Series.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So I want to. It's the first anniversary of Dodd-Frank, of the big Wall Street reform bill. But before I get to that, you've been around here a long time. You know how this place works. What's going to happen on the debt ceiling?
That's a good question. It's a central question. I believe there will be some kind of temporary resolution to the debt ceiling. I don't believe we will default. We should never think about defaulting. On the other hand, if we don't do something serious, and I don't believe we can do it in 2 weeks, in the next few months about spending, we're going to have a bigger can to kick down the road.
So when you say something short-term, what are you talking about? 'Cause, you know, the president's ruled out a 3, 6, or 9-month extension. He said he would veto that.
Well,
so.
we'll have to see what he really does, but I think it has to be real substantive talks to get it a vote to pass anything.
What do you say to those Republicans, and you hear them over on the House side, who say they've already compromised on this and that they don't even want to raise this debt ceiling, and if the president's not going to accept this cut, cap, or balance, boom, that's it, no more. Who cares?
Well, we all care. We care about the credit worthiness of this country. We care about the future.
But tell me your message to the Republicans that say that we don't even need to raise the debt ceiling. I mean, there's even a proposal in the House to lower the debt ceiling.
Well, my message to everybody is we should never contemplate a default in our credit in this country.
Period. Okay, so Dodd-Frank. Richard Cordray's been nominated by the president to take over this new Consumer Protection Agency, and you're blocking him. Why?
Well, we're not blocking him per se.
You're blocking everybody.
Wait a minute. I've never met him. He's coming to see me, I believe, today, sometime late today. But it's a substantive question here. What we're trying to do is change some of the structure, not change the mission, which we're all interested in consumer protection, but change the structure. We fought it last year. We're going to continue to fight it. There are 43 of us. Signed a letter to the president that we would like some substantive changes, because this puts so much power, too much power, in one person, and we should never have done that. That's what the Congress passed, but we're fighting it because it is a structural change. We have to have it.
But wait a minute. This bill passed the House and the Senate. It was signed into law.
A lot of laws passed the House and Senate, and we go back and we revisit them. We're seeing it now. This bill was,
but you're holding the head of the agency hostage.
This was several thousand pages bill. No real exhaustive hearings. I've raised this for several years now. Secondly, it would create one of the most powerful bureaucrats with no accountability. This is about accountability. And what we're asking for is a governance, not to change the mission, but governance, and the president can do this. If he doesn't do it, I believe we're not going to budge, and we shouldn't.
Okay, but my point is, all those issues were raised and discussed and debated when this bill was passed.
Yeah, and we got another Congress now. We have a control of this, the Republicans have control of the House. We have 47 senators over here now. We have a deck of cards to play, and we're trying to play it on behalf of creating jobs in this country. This Dodd-Frank bill is not going to create jobs. It's going to cost jobs. It's going to cost Main Street, which had nothing to do with the financial crisis. It's going to be overregulated, and it's going to not be a job creator in any sense of the imagination.
All right, so I want to get you also on taxes. Do you think that Republicans need to give a little bit on the issue of tax revenues, even if not increasing tax rates? But
well, you might recall that I am the sponsor in the Senate of the flat rate tax, which would knock out all of these special deductions that people have, whether they're big oil companies, whether they're ethanol, related, whatever they are. We need fundamental tax reform in this country. If we had it, we would. Would we bring in more revenue? Absolutely. But would we lower individuals' rates? That's what I want to do. Lower people's rates.
And that's what the Gang of Six wants to do.
And that's what I want to do. I've pushed it before we knew the Gang of Six.
You're going to sign on to this Gang of Six proposal?
We're looking at it. We're looking at the details. I've talked to a couple of them, but we don't see all the details yet. But I hope it's more than smoke and mirrors. I hope it's no smoke and no mirrors.
But it does include increased revenue. You know, the rates actually come down, but revenue goes up.
Well,
can you live with that?
I'm interested, as I said, the flat rate tax was all about that.
Yeah.
Knocking out all the special interest deductions that came with the present revenue code we have. and lowering individuals' rates. That's what I'm about.
Okay. All right. Well, Richard Shelby, and as usual, we see you're not going to budge.
We're going to stand fast.
You're going to stand fast. Thank you for joining. We're coming into our stop. Thank you for joining us on the Subway Series. Really appreciate it.